This podcast may contain content that could be offensive. Viewer discretion advised.
Hello? Who is this? Am I dreaming?
No, but it would be better if you were.
Who is this?
I am the keeper of arcane lore, the one delivering you to the horrific laughter of the Ancient Ones.
Arcane lore. Ancient Ones. What is this place? I'm afraid.
You should be afraid. You have entered the nightmare scapes. Light the candles and prepare for the call of Cthulhu.
Okay, and now I want the notes.
Okay.
And I need, probably the last page of notes, maybe the last two.
I know. So, we slept. Then we get up to go to the eatery. Mrs. Hicks is sitting with the curator of the museum, Mrs. Winter. We sit in the booth next to them. We hear Hicks tell Winter about us going to the island. Flower asks about the museum. Winter invites us to go now. We go to the museum. Then we go back to the eatery to talk to the fisherman into taking us to the island. We arrive at the island and see a snake with a thin head. Shagwell shoots it. We get to the stairs of the temple, and Flower leads with a flashlight. We see petroglyphs and German writing. Flower asks Dr. Montgomery to read the writing. It's instructions for using the temple. Next one says sacrifices are made in threes at night. We walk across a carpet of bones. We see human bones on the ground. On the table is 3 daggers pointing at each other on the end of the table. There's also a corpse that's been stabbed. We hear more footsteps down the stairs at Hicks, Winters, and the gas station guy. Shagwell shoots Hicks. Winter shoots Dr. Shagwell. No, the doctor, the other doctor, Dr. Montgomery.
Dr. Montgomery, yeah.
I shoot Winter. Flower shoots gas station guy. Red lights suddenly come on and move in towards us. It's Tufu. He says that you've made the appropriate sacrifices and brought a gift. We give him the monkey dog. He drops a white marble onto the table, then disappears into the darkness. Shagwell grabs the marble and we leave. There's 2 boats on the beach. We go to shore and then we get on the plane to Montana.
Alright, so headed out to Montana.
Headed to Montana.
So in the 2 months that follow, that was the exact appropriate amount of notes, by the way. In the 2 months that follow, everyone is going to have an opportunity to have researched this glass ball that you guys have gotten. I will automatically give it to you. It's not glass, it's crystal. It is not perfectly round, it's oblonged, almost like an egg, but you guys are going to call it the crystal ball, because that's fun. Or at least that's what I'm going to refer to it as for now.
Crystal ball egg.
And it's small, about yay big-ish.
So you can throw it in your pocket?
Yeah, so smaller than a chicken egg.
What color is it?
It's white. It's cloudy, see-through crystal.
So it's like fogged.
Yeah, it's like fog crystal, so not a perfect. But yeah, foggy glass, basically.
Does it glow?
It does not. It doesn't have any glow.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's substantially heavy. I'm gonna say it's probably nearly a pound-ish. It is made out of one of the denser materials on the planet. It's an actual crystal, so. You're not sure if it's mixed. It's not opal. Maybe diamond. If it was
Finished?
If it was finished, it could be a rough cut or a smooth
So
diamond.
we have no idea what it's made of now during these 2 months.
But it's not glass, and it is very hard. It's a stout.
But it's smooth like a marble.
Yes.
Like,
Um,
it's shiny like a marble?
Yeah, it's glossy, yeah. And it's transparent enough you can see through it, but you can't see anything through it. It's not like not mirrored or completely transparent.
Well, back off.
Light doesn't seem to affect it. It has a curious warble when you put it down on a surface because it is egg-shaped, so it
Does it ever stop
It
doing
kind
that?
of walks.
Like, does it ever settle?
It doesn't seem to be like a magical thing. It does settle, but it warbles when it's set down.
So I'm thinking the shape of those magnets.
Like the rattlesnake egg magnets? More rounded on one side, but yeah, same. So everybody can use library use one time. And you can use library use twice because you were in the library the whole time of this 2 months.
so we have to roll under.
And yeah, under your library use, you guys will be able to check that if you get it.
I needed a 23, I rolled a 21.
So you succeeded and checked.
So, I have a 40 on my library use, and I rolled a 77.
Okay, so you failed.
Epic fail. That's
epic,
okay.
not epic, you failed.
I'm with you on the epic fail over there.
You got a bunk too?
Yeah.
Alright, well that'll happen.
I
At
needed
least one of
20
you
and I
something.
got like 74. So
Oh, yeah, I guess
Somebody learned something in the library.
You can do one more if you want.
One more library use?
You'll learn a little bit more if you do another one. If you research it.
yeah, bet.
What skills were you trying to raise, Shagwell?
Archaeology?
So that's library too, so I'll give you another roll, actually.
Okay.
You get nothing because you went
I'm
mad.
in the jail.
Well, you're out now, but
Oh,
you
yeah,
went
I rolled-
you had a little bit of fucking peeing on yourself, so you're
I rolled double zeros. All
okay.
zeros.
Oh wow, so epic fail. All right.
I rolled
What?
a 31.
Is that 100?
Okay. What's your library use?
40.
Okay, so you succeeded as well. All right. So.
Did we start?
Yep. Yeah, you succeeded. So, you guys come across this. There's a news article that you come across while you're researching. You're going to share with the party, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. A woman named Maggie Higgins has made a discovery Monday in the hedgelands of the northern Amazon forest. In an interview, she proclaims that they will be apprised of all of the discoveries as they unfold. However, the exact location will not be disclosed in the foreseeable future. So they're going to keep
I'm gonna
it.
need you to read that.
I was just gonna say, okay, well, I gotta have to.
You went way too fast. Sorry.
Sorry. So you guys come across the newspaper article, and it says that Maggie Higgins,
Okay.
or sorry, Higginson,
Higgins. Okay.
has made a discovery Monday in the hedgeland of the northern Amazon rainforest.
Just a second. Okay, hold on. In the hedgeland?
Hedgelands, yeah. So not in the forest itself, but near the forest.
In the hedgelands of
The Amazon rainforest.
the Amazon. Okay.
In her interview, she proclaimed that they will be apprised of all discoveries as they unfold. However, the exact location will not be disclosed in the foreseeable future. So she's telling the reporter, we'll keep feeding you what we find, but we're not telling you where this is the gist of it.
Right.
Brain is dying of words.
Okay, and then here's the important part. Amongst the discoveries, there is a picture, and most notably in the picture, the party sees a statue that is depicting a praying mantis.
Okay. Picture portraying
a praying mantis. Everybody can easily determine that is a representation of Tufu, the god that gave you the orb. And also in the picture is another crystal orb. This one is it's black and white picture, but this is another cloudy white egg-shaped crystal ball.
Is the
And
praying mantis holding it?
no, it's separate.
But it's in the same picture.
Yeah, so there's a statue, and it's a statuette, so it's tiny, and then the crystal ball. There's a lot of other things on the table that looks like it's like a cloth-covered table with a bunch of items on it, but two that you recognize: the crystal ball and the statuette of Tufu. You succeeded? Your second one. Okay.
My law, yeah.
All right.
Library
So
using me.
you come across another article that's in the newspaper, and it's about a week later. This article says there is a guided expedition into the Amazon rainforest, and they are looking for potential staff. And the expedition is hiring for security detail and medical staff. And it also notes that inquiries are to be submitted at the Miskatonic University in Arkham, Massachusetts.
Hiring for medical and what?
Security.
Well, doesn't that just fit us all fancy?
I guess I could apply for security.
Now I can
Yeah.
apply for medical.
I'll be security too.
Nobody asked.
Nobody asked you.
Yeah,
I do what I want.
yeah. What position are you inquiring about?
Oh.
I just don't take whatever you give me.
Okay, inquiries through, what was the university's name again?
Miskatonic.
Yes.
Pretty famous university. You guys have all heard of it.
I have not.
Arkham, Massachusetts. I was going to say that your character probably would have done some sort of dissertations there or traveled there at some point.
Okay.
It's very, it's archaeology based, very historical university, pretty pronounced in the fields of medicine and mythos, actually. So that's where we're going to land at now it's current time. So, just to catch up, in Montana is where you guys met because your job was done, right? And Dr. Flower spent a stint in
Why you gotta make my medical so public?
a psych ward. And so you guys didn't leave Montana until Dr. Flower got out of the psych ward, and then you guys traveled back to your hometowns. And where are you guys from? Where do you live?
That's funny. 'Cause
I don't even have my residence on there.
I don't either.
Where did we
Do you have
start
a
from?
residence?
I live in Arkham City.
Okay, so you live in Arkham, Mass.
I think mine was on the map.
I think we all lived in Arkham, Mass, or that's where you guys met, the Vanguard. So we're
Right.
going to say that that's your...
That
Locale.
You showed me on a map.
So Arkham, Massachusetts is where our residences are.
Yeah, so we'll just make it easy to say you guys all live in Arkham. And I have a map of Arkham in the book.
I think mine was
Yeah.
town somewhere else.
Yours was south. God damn it, you guys were in Mississippi, weren't you?
That might have been.
I thought Wisconsin.
Or yeah, Wisconsin. Then you traveled from Wisconsin to Mississippi, so you met the Vanguard in Wisconsin.
I don't know. I wonder if it's in my notes.
Next to the college, north side Arkham. 5 stories tall.
No. Okay,
That's when
so
we met the
that's the
Vanguard.
Vanguard in Arkham City. Okay, so
I
yeah,
got a
so
Model T.
Yeah, I just read that same exact note. That's funny.
we'll make it easy. We'll say that everybody's either lives or is congregating
You know.
regardless in Arkham. So and then the obvious next step
Ooh, that's close.
to the mission is to go to Miskatonic University.
It's colonic.
All right.
Good
Then,
call.
Miskatonic University.
let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, right. So you guys go to Miskatonic University. So the Discovery Monday was in the newspaper on Friday. 2 weeks later, this expedition article took place. So it's now a new Monday, 3 weeks prior to the article that you guys first read, and you go-
3 weeks prior to.
or sorry, 3 weeks after the
Okay.
article. Sorry, I don't know how time works. I often do it backwards. Anyhow,
Anywho.
so you guys go to Miskatonic University. You go to the clerk at the front desk and Q Auto, I guess.
Oh, Q Auto. Oh my goodness.
At the clerk.
Yeah.
Right there in front of the desk of the Miskatonic University.
Yeah, and she says, hello, how may I help the three of you today?
We want jobs.
She says, I don't believe the university is hiring.
The expedition.
She says, oh, the expedition. She says, we've had a couple inquiries. Do you have credentials?
Here's our resume.
So, Shagwell has a resume all written out. That's awesome.
He's really strong with his feet.
He's got this shit down, dude. Here's my resume.
I know how to get a job.
Yeah, so she says,
And
very well,
I'm
sir.
a surgeon, so that should fit on medical just fine.
She says, you look suited for interviews. I'll have you take a seat in the lobby. I'll go talk to Dr. Hepfield. And she takes the one resume and leaves the receptionist desk and goes
You
up.
guys are so unprepared.
Goes upstairs.
Seriously.
And she comes back moments later, and she says, Dr. Hepfield will be looking over the resume. It'll probably be 15-20 minutes. And you guys sit there and wait and wait and wait. And finally, a man in a brown leather jacket comes walking down from the second floor, and he gets halfway to the front stoop, and he says, yes, the expedition inquiries. He says, second floor, third door to the left. And he turns and walks back up the stairs. You almost had to make a new character sheet.
I know, right? That was a close one.
I follow.
Alright. So Otto's
So we all
impatient
follow.
of
We all
waiting, jumps back up and goes. Alright.
Thank you. I'm going to move some drink.
Dr. What is it? Sheffield. I was going to say Sheffield. I don't know why.
Because Hepfield.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for putting my words together. See, I don't even know where they come from. Brett will be like, oh, that was a combination of this and this. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad you saw it because I have no idea where that word came from.
Hello, Mr. Baby.
There it is.
probably laying down somewhere.
He is. He's under the table.
What do you need? What's going on in there? You better go see. What if he has treats?
That was fucked up. Sorry.
That was really mean, but very funny.
See everybody. He's like, treats? I'm going.
What? Shit. What do you got there?
Fireball.
Oh fuck! That's a.
That's a glass and a half.
That'll do it.
Just
That'll.
one of those little shot glasses.
That'll take
is
care of
it?
it.
Well, it's a double
Just
shot.
a pile of ice.
Yeah, I just put a shit ton of ice in it.
All right.
Because I'll just sip on it for the next fucking hour or two. Maybe I'll just chug it.
Get out of there, Jeffy. Run away. Do some stuff.
Run around. Do some stuff.
Go be a dog.
Go be a dog. Quick. Go be the fastest dog you can be. Alright. So you guys go up to this guy's office. Yeah?
Yeah.
And Otto's taking the lead on this one. You walk into the room. There's several leather-bound chairs in the office. There's a large desk. It's very cluttered. And the doctor is sitting behind the desk. And the chairs are all in front of the desk. The walls are littered in bookshelves with leather-bound books. It smells of rich mahogany, as they do. It's a very comfortable setting, although it's kind of cluttered. Yeah. And the doctor, when you guys walk in, beckons each one of you to sit with a gesture.
Thank you, I think I will.
I think I'll stand.
That's kind of what I was waiting for. All right. So you had done some research in the library about archaeology. This guy's name has popped up several times. In fact, this man is Dr. Vargas Hetfield, and he is a well-known archaeologist who's gone all over the world: South America, Egypt.
Vargas what? Hetfield?
Hetfield.
Vargas Hetfield. Yeah. He's done works on the pyramids. He's done works in the Alps. He has done work in Tibet. All renowned archaeology papers and
Ding.
creator of a book called The Mysteries of Egypt. All which Shagwell has kind of perused a bit, learning about archaeology. So you're familiar with this guy. You're not friends or anything, but you know who he is.
Right.
And he looks at the party and he says, let's get straight to the point. He says, as you well know, this expedition will take place in South America. He says it'll be in the Amazon rainforest. A very dangerous locale. He says we're inquiring mainly on security detail and also on medical detail. He says none of you look like doctors, so I'm assuming you're here for security.
And the doctor says,
You try to say I'm a big girl. Sorry.
He says no offense, ma'am, are you a doctor?
I am. I'm a surgeon.
He says,
I tried to go British and that didn't.
Yeah,
real quiet.
I was gonna say Brent's gone through about 20 accents too.
I know. I can't
Can't pick one.
Yeah.
They all meld together.
He says, well, ma'am, we'll start with you. Can you give me a brief background on your medical history?
I am a doctor of many different disciplines, but field medicine, psychology,
Excellent.
and surgery.
He says, well, field medicine would be the expertise we're requiring. He says there's no established health care in the field that we'll be in. He says, so we need someone stout and hardy and who can work on the fly, and you seem to foot the bill quite nicely.
Definitely stout and hardy.
He says, and you, sir, you look like a mechanic. He says, do you have any background in engineering or maintenance?
I hunt bounties for a living and for a hobby.
He says, oh, it's security then. He says,
Security.
he says, and you, sir?
Well, I'm a police detective.
He says, very good. What would make you inquire about our expedition? He says, I'm sure the police department pays well.
It does, but I happen to enjoy a little bit of archaeology.
We have our raisins, Doctor.
Yeah,
Get on with it.
what he said.
He says,
He said,
he says, very
just
good.
gonna piggyback on that one.
Yeah, I would throw it back to Otto on this.
He says, we'll be leaving out of the Arkham Airport on Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
He says,
So we're hired.
he says, the three of you have procured yourselves a seat on our airplane. He says,
Awesome.
He says, yes, sir, you were hired for the job.
Alongside, it's like a real job. Oh, hi. I'm on an airplane trip.
Yeah.
Oh no. He says, pack your things, pack light. He says, food, water, any standard resources will be provided. He says, bring firearms, whatever security utilities you possess. Anything that you think will be handy for said field work. He says also we do have medical supplies. If you require anything specific, I would ask that you write some notes.
I'm good. I have a
puts
medical
out
kit
a
and
little-
a field medicine kit.
He puts out a little notebook. He says, in fact, if any of you require anything specific that you do not currently have for this adventure.
I do have one. Antibiotics.
Okay, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
He says,
Band-Aids.
I need some Band-Aids. He says, you look like you would require some Band-Aids. He says, we do have an extensive medical kit. He says, antibiotics have also been provided. Malaria and giardia are actually quite common in the Amazon. He says,
So we should be vaccinated then before we go.
he says, well, everybody is given a regimen of antibiotics. So he says, hopefully we can keep out of the gritty. He says, it will be wet work. So dry clothing. He says, boot covers will be provided. He says, other than that, we ask you bring your own wet gear. He says, I don't know if any of you have been to South America, but it rains quite extensively.
In the Amazon rainforest? No.
He says, he says nearly every day, nearly all the time.
Okay.
He says, so prep for that.
So rain gear.
Lots of rain.
I need to prep my pack.
All right. He also hands each of you two $50 bills.
So we can add
Yep.
$100 to our
He
cash
says,
reserves.
he says, this should do for any normal supplies you require. He says cigarettes, cigars, chewing tobacco, alcohol will not be provided. So bring at your own expenses and discretions.
That's gonna get expensive with my
Plus 50?
nicotine habits.
100.
Oh, 100.
How do I prep for such a trip?
She's got like 400 cartons of cigarettes. They're like, we can't fit that on the plane, man. Just put whatever
You're
you
gonna
can.
have to.
Just put whatever you can. Yeah, I was gonna say they're still smoking on airplanes, so that's good.
Yeah, that wasn't till like the 90s.
Right? The 20s had it down, man. Wooden airplanes with people smoking in them. That's the only way to fly.
Prohibition at its finest.
Excuse me.
No excuse.
Oh yeah, he doesn't seem to mention the prohibition thing because he did mention alcohol, and prohibition's probably not going on in the Amazon.
I was
No,
just
not the
gonna
I
say,
would imagine. So,
Yeah.
So you guys have 2 days to prep. We'll make it as sweet as
I
possible.
have a question. Nobody's talked about the duration.
So Dr. Vargas says we plan on going down there on Wednesday. We should be there Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and we will be staying there for at least 3 weeks.
My buddy.
He says our base camp is well established. Like I said, food and drink are well provided for.
You don't want to eat those mushrooms. They'll be that for you.
He says there are some exotic meals on our menu. So if you have any specific food requirements, you might want to pack your own bacon and beans. He says, however, we do a standard 3 meal a day regiment. Everybody's well taken care of there. Sleeping wear will be taken care of. Your base camp will have mosquito nets and accoutrement. He says if you're allergic to bees, he says
They
didn't invent the EpiPen yet.
He says we have antihistamine, but if you are allergic to bees, you should pack extra antihistamine. The bees are horrible. He says they will be a problem.
If I was you, I would find like a beekeeper's net thingy to find and buy.
Ooh, that's a good
At least
idea.
protect your face.
Good idea.
Is your character allergic to bees?
Yes. Because
No, but her real one.
So yes, because your real person
Yes.
is? Okay, so why don't you write down, it should be a section, write down
my
allergic to
injuries
bees.
and scars. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, injuries, yeah. You're allergic to bees. That's gonna be a problem. You might want to go to a pharmacy before you go.
Okay. I'll add that with my antibiotics.
He says, other than the bees, the snake bites are the most common. There's no known cure for any of those, so most of the people die within 24 to 48 hours if they get bitten. So
stay away from snakes.
So he says, I would tell you to pack for that if you have any sort of insight on how to prevent. He says, however,
We don't have any,
Better wear leather boots.
what do you call that? Antidote.
yeah,
There's no antidote.
he says most of the species of snakes are unrecognized in catalogs, so an antidote would be impossible to procure in time.
Whoa.
He
Tough
says
girl.
he says we are
Tough
coming
girl.
across a snake called a mamba quite often.
A mamba.
He says so.
Is that a Ricky Tiki Tabby? Is that a...
Yeah, the black mamba.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What?
The old TV show, Ricky Tiki Tabby. It's a story of a mongoose who is fighting off the big king mamba snake from out in the garden. And people in India, these snakes are a real problem coming in, and they'll take away your children and shit at
Yeah,
night.
they'll kill your fucking
Kill your-
babies. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the families would get mongooses because it's a natural enemy of it.
Yeah.
And so their mongoose would take care of the children and stuff like that and
That's cool.
keep them safe from the
And mongoose, like a badger, can get bit by a snake and not be fucking...
And they're not affected by
Yeah,
it.
they
They're
don't
not affected
care.
by
Yeah.
the snake bite. Of,
Really?
Yeah.
Of any snake?
Yeah, they're fucking immune to poison, too.
Wow.
No, we were just reading that about badgers too.
Yeah, the honey badger.
Oh, that's right. You know
Honey
what?
badger
Yeah.
So the honey badger eats rattlesnakes, and he'll get fucking bit 2 or 3 times, and so he'll eat the snake, and then he just slows down his metabolism on purpose, like just takes naps and shit until he's better, and then he's back up and ready to go.
Quit.
Doesn't give a fuck. Wow, it's nuts, dude. It's weird. And mongoose are the same way. They'll get bit by a snake fucking 7 or 8 times and not care. Not eat the snake.
He's getting mad at her for
Dogs
speaking that.
actually naturally can do that as well. A dog can get bit by a rattlesnake and then they fucking they slow their breathing
To keep it from preventing
keep it from circulating as
faster.
fast. Yeah, and then they can fucking naturally just get over it.
So that's a good thing to remember if you ever get bit by a snake. Stop breathing.
Well, that'll happen. That'll happen either way. Just don't panic.
Right. Don't get your adrenaline going.
How about let's just not get bit by snakes?
Also a good course of action. I'd go with that one first, and then the don't panic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is there anything you guys can think of that you're going to need for this trip? Because this is, you guys have some
Leather
knowledge of-
boots.
Oh yes.
Leather boots.
to at least not get fucked.
Should I write that on my thing?
Yep. Yeah, inventory it up. I'm going to say a good pair of leather boots back in the day would be between $10 and $20. You might want to front for the good ones, because you guys are going into some shit.
Probably won't need my handcuffs.
The guy did say rain here, so if anybody wants fucking shellacs and fucking
I wrote wet
raincoats
gear.
and whatnot,
That's right.
I'm gonna say like $10 for real good wet gear. You guys aren't shopping at fucking Walmart for any of this stuff because you guys are going into shit.
Because Walmart doesn't
Walmart
even
doesn't-
exist.
Well, yeah, but there's no going back to get another pair of boots if you got a shitty one. So you guys are going high end.
We're going to the
stuff.
custom-made boot shop. We're
Wet
not
gear.
going
Right,
to the
exactly.
general store.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting at. Not that the
Service
doctor would
pistol?
ever just shop at a convenience store anyway.
No,
Obviously.
Never.
You get your wine from fucking Italy, and you get your fucking cigarettes from
I like
fucking
my
Germany.
expensive things.
Yeah. So
Especially my alcohol and my cigarettes.
so that's another thing. So speakeasies are a thing. So you guys gonna go buy some booze because it's not open market, but I would say that 3-week stint somewhere, if especially the doctor with her wine probably wants some wine. Shagwell's a detective. He's obviously an alcoholic. Come on.
Right.
Come on. That's
He's
got
got to bring a lot more than one
Right,
glass.
I got a whole suitcase full of booze.
Yeah, but he didn't have to buy any. He just has it at his house. He's like, fuck.
Just
Back
I
all
make
of it.
my own shit.
Just unpacking it.
I make my own shit.
So you got a little still in your bathtub.
Yep.
So like a
Back in
fifth,
the 20s, you might have.
like fifth of liquor? Is that?
If that's what you think will get you through 3 weeks, yeah, absolutely. Some people it might be a lot more than that. Some people it might be a lot less. It depends on you. So I would say the doctor, I would procure yourself at least 3 or 4 bottles of wine. Because you're going to want to drink.
27. What's a Bandolero 27?
The what?
Bandolero 27.
A bandolero is like
A bandolier, so
it's like a.
It must be a gun or
it
something.
is. It's gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a-
Is it the sword gun?
It's not the gun itself. It's the
Bandolero's the
cross.
bullet,
Yeah, it
bullet,
holds all your bullets.
bullet
and
belt.
it's-
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
It's the
crisscross.
crossed bullet belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
got this shit down.
I was, as soon as you started like describing
So
it,
apparently that's what I've got. I got those.
Okay, so you can quick load your fucking gun.
And let's say a shotgun.
I was gonna say you shot.
Bring a shot.
He did tell you to bring your own firearms. You had a gun.
I got 2 pistols and a shotgun.
You have a gun now?
Yeah, I always had a gun.
You did? What do you got?
38.
Okay.
And I have a .357 pistol.
Jesus.
I got a Colt 45,
But
a
fucking
9mm.
the only gun that fits in the doctor's
And
hand
2
properly
zigzags.
is the fucking biggest gun you can
Huh?
get.
And 2 zigzag.
Right.
Yeah.
2 zigzags.
I was wondering about bringing a rifle.
Absolutely. You absolutely should bring a rifle in. And yeah, if you want to procure another fucking gun, a shotgun, hunting rifle, even like a Thompson or an automatic gun of some kind might be reasonable.
Like a Tommy gun?
You know, if you're security. This is largely unpopulated, unexplored territory. So
Except
you
for the
don't know
fucking
what the hell
villagers that are going to come
So-
and kill us.
You don't know what the hell you're going to come across.
Can I just put rifle? Like,
Is that what you want? A rifle?
Yeah.
You want an assault rifle or a machine gun? What do you want? Because there's options.
assault rifle?
Do you want me to show you the options in the book, or just tell you what you got?
Yeah, just
The
tell me.
AK-47 wasn't made yet, was it?
Negative. The Kalashnikov did not make a gun yet. It'll take me like 2 seconds to find.
And she is no problem, Mr. Gingerbread.
Oh, it's in the bedroom.
Did you say gingerbread?
Gingerbread man.
No.
Gingerbread man. I wish I had gingerbread. I love gingerbread.
Oh, I wish I would have known that. I have some little tiny heart-shaped ones.
Oh.
Are they gingerbread? They are gingerbread. We got them from grocery outlet.
I bet those are good then. You want to go to the
What did you want?
It's not on tonight.
Assault
It's a
rifle?
whacking game tonight.
Are you fucking sure?
Yeah, it was last night, and then, so it'll be
Oh,
okay.
tomorrow.
So Sunday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night of this week.
All right.
'cause-
You're gonna get a bar gun. You're gonna have a Browning
And there's nothing on ESP.
Victor's
Not that I saw.
303.
ESPN.
It's a fucking huge rifle with a 10-round clip. It's fully automatic or semi-automatic. There is a under barrel chamber with water in it to water cool the barrel
Jeez.
Cool.
What's
because
the
it's a fucking huge gun.
what's the damage?
2d6 plus 4.
What would a 12 gauge be?
There's a couple different ones. The M1912 shotgun would be a pump action 12 gauge.
What would just a regular hunting rifle be?
Oh, so sorry. Your rifle can cost upwards of $5,000. You will have procured it for $100 if you want it, and it's heavily used.
I would like something like a 30-06 type.
So a hunting rifle.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So Brett, 12 gauge shotgun. On the standard market at a pawn shop between $35 and $40, brand new about $70. You want a new one?
Okay.
Made by Winchester.
Okay.
You want a hunting rifle.
Yes.
You already have a hunting rifle? Or do you?
No, I have a 357.
So there's a bunch of different models. There's are you looking for just a regular fucking hunting rifle?
Yes.
Would be like the Springfield rifle. Okay, and that's a 5-round internal clip, and it's also 2d6 plus 4. It shoots the same. So
6 plus 4.
Yeah, I gotta. You'll have to go over mine again.
it's a 30-06.
Then I gotta roll for it since I bought it. Right?
Right. 2d6.
It's just base.
Oh.
So, on your is it a rifle?
It's a 12 gauge shotgun.
It's
Yeah.
a shotgun, so it's under the shotgun. So yeah, it would if you don't already have it, then it's just 25.
Okay. And it's a 5-round capacity, and it's 12 gauge, and it will do 1d10 plus 7 at short range, and get worse and worse the further away you get.
Okay, watch it. So,
1d10
do I have to
Plus
roll?
7.
1d10
Do I have to
10
roll
plus
2d6? So what is whatever?
Every time you fire that weapon and hit your target, you'll be
Oh,
rolling
that's the
that.
damage.
Yeah.
I got you. I understand.
So
Oops.
1d10 plus 7.
Right.
So I rolled a 10-sider.
And for a 12 gauge, there is only buckshot and slugs available. So you can buy slugs or buckshot. Buckshot obviously has a shorter range degradation. Slugs pretty much stay the same from 50 feet to 1,000 feet.
And how much ammo and what is my ammo for my...
Your ammo is 303,
Okay.
and it is $10 a box of 20. It is a very rare ammo. Yours is $3 a box of 20.
Nice.
So you can buy as much as you guys see fit. 12 gauge rounds are boxes of 25 for $3 as well.
Okay, so 25.
Yep, $3 a box. Slug and buckshot are exactly the same price.
Okay, so 4 boxes. Okay, so let's see.
So yeah, I'll take 4 boxes. You said they're $3 each, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then how much was my gun?
Oh yeah, I forgot to look at that. I'm assuming you can afford. Didn't you guys get paid like $500 for your?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you're doing Springfield, brand new, $85. You can pawn shop one for $60.
About 100 rounds.
They don't have pawn shops in the 1920s, do they?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's really, really common to get rid of your shit, dude. It's like
It's bad. It's the oldest profession.
it's like
Second
right.
oldest
I was gonna say it's right next to the whorehouse. You know, everywhere.
Okay.
Right. How much was rain gear?
What did I say the rain gear
I
was?
think
$10 for really good rain gear, but
Yeah.
you could buy it for $5. But you probably want
No, I don't
really
want
good
that
shit. Yeah.
So there's 100
So
plus another 12.
85.
Maybe I better make that.
Plus
I'll
15.
spend $24.
85 plus 15 is 100 plus 2 plus minus. So 40.
$4. So I'm spending $124.
I spent 140.
So you guys are spending over your starting allowance for the job. You guys, the funniest thing about this whole thing is you guys never inquired about how much this thing pays. But I guess you guys have motives anyway, so.
We assumed it would be good because it's going across the country. So.
Yeah, and also $100 allowance before you even start's pretty awesome. So if you ditched out, that's all the beer you can drink for a fucking month. So.
Right.
Alright. So everybody happy with their boots and guns?
Yes, I think so.
So
That should be our fucking
Boots and guns.
Boots and guns.
boots and guns. That should be our fucking cut line.
Boots and guns. I like it. It's easier to say too.
All right, so Wednesday afternoon stumbles by, and yeah, so you guys get on a plane. There is 3 people besides you and the pilots on this plane. One of them is Vargas Hetfield, that you already met. There is a man whose name is Georgie Walker. He introduces himself. He is of Indian descent, from India. He is the translator and human resources agent, who's the newly hired position. Georgie Walker. I think his name's probably Katakna Manakna Hena, but he calls himself Georgie. And he talks with the very Indian accent. He talks like this, but he is a translator to English from They make different tribes in the Amazon. Also, the third person
That's your new accent.
who introduces himself. Yeah. Naka. What the the third person he also introduces himself is Kit Cygnus.
Kit Cygnus?
Cygnus. And
He's a Cygnus, yo.
And he has a Russian machine gun. And he declares that he is a security operative. And he looks like he's been in the shit.
Kit?
Like Kit Cloud Kicker.
I wrote Kate.
KIT.
Yep, Kit Cygnus. Kit Cygnus. Yeah, he's a newly hired security operative. You are both now security operatives, and you're a field surgeon.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
This is great.
We all have jobs. Look, we're employed.
You guys
In the 1920s, that's fucking hard.
yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, right? Because the Depression's
Yep.
coming up here in the next 10 years,
Right?
so.
Yeah, it's gonna get hard.
Yeah.
You guys get on the plane. It's a two-prop
Jesus, all the way to South America.
silver
in a
plane.
two-prop plane.
Yep.
Shit, that's gonna be a rough ride.
Yeah, the pilot says that you guys are gonna make a stop in a place called Transfield, Mexico, and then
I hope there's no drug cartels.
and then the rest of the way to South America
There might have been drug cartels back then.
to an undisclosed location.
Where did you say the stop was?
Transfield,
Transville.
Ugh.
New Mexico.
Are you
Or,
going
sorry,
trans
Mexico.
on us too?
No.
It means trans, like transportationville.
Oh.
Yeah, he says it's the only town in Mexico with an actual airport runway big enough to stop his plane. He says we'll be there for a refuel and possibly a pickup. And then
What are you picking up?
he says potentially another operator.
We need a lot of security here. See? A lot of security. Why do you need so much security? It's what I'm asking.
The plane is extremely loud, but you guys can talk over. So you're going to ask why you need so much security?
Yes.
All
Why
right.
do we need so much security?
Vargas Hetfield will field the question. He says, there is, we'll say, a problem with the native population, the wildlife, and there is a perfunctory opposing expedition.
There's a what?
An opposing expedition.
So there's another expedition looking for the same shit we're looking for.
Right.
He says, you have a good grasp on the things, Shagwell. He says, gunfire is not an everyday event, but is known to occur on this expedition. He says, this is the third phase. He says, we're uncovering a large portion of a site. He says, hence the enhanced security. He says, also our last field medic had taken ill from some unknown
African virus.
South
We're in
American.
South America, not Africa.
South American African virus.
Same thing.
Doesn't matter.
They used to be connected.
They used to be connected, damn it.
Yeah, that's my story. Stick to it.
He says, we hope for very little resistance.
So I got my 12 gauge. My bandolero full of fucking bullets.
Yeah. He says, please do not fire off the plane.
He's not.
So you guys, without any issue or problem, get to Mexico. And you can tell it's Mexico because you guys have gone over ocean for time.
For a long time.
Yeah, it would have been a long time. Yeah, the plane's pretty slow back then. Like,
Well, yeah,
400 miles an hour is
going
crazy,
over the
man.
top of fucking the Gulf of Mexico.
You land in Mexico. It's bumpy. It's a pretty rough landing, but everything holds and is intact.
Oh, good.
You guys are offered a respite as the plane is being refueled.
A respite?
A respite.
Like
Yeah,
rest.
so you can.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
go to the
get off
bathroom.
of you can get off of the plane, go walk around, smoke your cigarettes or whatever.
Oh, we just smoke on the plane.
Oh yeah, you're smoking on a plane too. For sure. Wooden planes and cigarettes, man. So, does anybody take this opportunity to get off of the plane?
Shagwell does. He needs to
Shagwell
drink.
wants off the plane. He's gonna get off the plane and go to the cantina. All right, that's great. I love it.
I too would like to get off the plane.
All
Use
right.
the restroom.
All right.
I guess we better stick together.
All right. As you guys are getting off the plane, Kit Cygnus asks if you prefer company or not, and he's gonna ask Otto specifically.
Company for what?
I don't know. That's gonna be fun.
He asks Otto if he wants company.
Yeah, if he prefers company when you're getting off the plane. Notices that you guys are all getting off the plane. He asks if you want company.
I mean, you can do what you want. I didn't ask nothing of you.
All right. He doesn't know how to take that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll this out just because I never get to roll as the DM. This will be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna say that he's slightly offended by that, so he doesn't want to get off the plane with you guys. He'll let you guys go.
There you go.
So you guys go to a bar, and I'm calling it a cantina because that's fun.
Yeah.
In Mexico, that's...
There's a bathroom in there, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Check it, sir.
I gotta go to.
All right. So you guys all file for the bathroom. Does Otto need to go to the bathroom, or does Otto just hold his
Yeah.
pee for fucking 70 hours? Just doesn't do shit.
I go to the bathroom.
I did a world record last
All right, so everybody goes to the bathroom, and then you guys go to the bar and sit at the bar. Shagwell's gonna drink probably whiskey or tequila, I would imagine.
Yeah, they didn't make Fireball yet back then. So.
Nope.
Yeah.
So something hard. Are you drinking?
No.
Otto's not gonna drink.
I'm
and-
going to have a glass of something.
All right.
Of wine.
They do have wine there.
Oh, good.
I
shall take a glass.
Sangria.
No wines you've ever heard of, but they have wine. So you gonna, what do you want? Get red?
I
or
want a-
white or.
Something sparkling. Fruity.
All right, so champagne.
Yes.
So that's gonna put you down. I'm gonna say negligible for everybody else, but for you, it's gonna be like $12 for a glass of champagne.
My dollars are spending quite quickly.
$12 in the 20s for a fucking glass of champagne.
That's more than my leather boots.
This is champagne from the province of Champagne, so it's the real deal.
It's the real
My
milk.
God. That
Yeah.
seems like a lot.
It's about
That seems like a lot for now.
It's no
in
Champagne,
2024?
Italy. It's about $700 or $800 a bottle now.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys get to the bar, and Doctor orders champagne.
Like $12 a glass.
Shagwell gets some whiskey, and you drink nothing. Otto, and sitting at the bar drinking a 2-finger glass of what you think is whiskey or brandy, there's a man in a pilot's uniform, and he looks over at the three of you and he goes, "All right." He goes, "A lot of you smell like Americans."
Oh, yes, and you must be Australian.
He goes, very savvy. He says, "My name is Captain Drake Savage. Pleasure to meet you." And he throws his big Australian hand out at you.
What was his name again? Sorry.
Drake Savage.
So you got a boat?
He says, "Aren't you well-read? We're at an airport, miss. I'm a captain of a vessel that floats through the skies."
Well, I'm a man. So, are we about to have a problem? Did you just assume my gender?
The first gender assumption. Damn it. Sorry, babe.
Fuck. That's funny.
No, sir. Sorry. I'm flying into South America. I've been on the airs for too long, it seems. He says,
Otto must be really pretty.
"Is that true, Otto?"
55.
So average.
A little homely, but that's
I
okay.
can't do it. I don't know why. She has to be a boy. It's fun. All right. So anyway, he goes. "Well, what brings a lot of you out Mexico way?"
You're quite nosy, aren't you?
He says, "Oh yes, by nature."
Well, I think we're going the same place.
We're going on an expedition.
He says, "Oh, is that right? Well, what part?"
I don't know, somewhere in the forest.
He says,
That's pretty much how much information we have.
"Well, I've never flown cargo with that little of information." He says, quite amusing you'd fly yourself with that little bit of information." He says, "So what kind of expedition, if you don't mind me asking?"
It's none of your business.
He says, "Oh, but you'll be in the air soon." He says, "And the air's my business."
Don't worry about it. We are going on an I'm gonna say this wrong. Archaeology. Thank you. I was gonna say anthropology, but archaeology expedition.
He says, He says, "Well," he says, "have you been, or are you just now starting?"
How do we know we can trust you with information? How do we know you ain't working with that other one?
He says, He says,
I'm gonna roll something.
He says,
I don't know what yet, but I'm gonna roll
He
it.
says, "That's quite astute of you to understand such dilemma." He says, "In fact, I am working with an archaeological expedition into the southern of the Americas."
Well, where the hell are you going then?
He says, "Assuming you're not on my plane, it's quite possible that we are rivals." He says, "I'll tell you what."
Place a small bet.
He says, "I'll tell you what." He says, "My crew and I, we like to procure sundry things." He says, any trinkets or tidbits that you could come up with on your expedition, be willing to pay about a plane's worth for them."
The plane in the 1920s is what?
Like $1 million?
20 grand or so.
Like $1 million these days?
Yeah. about
Can
$1
I
million
roll my
now.
psychology?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do I get my pilot's license?
You don't.
Oh.
In the 20s, you just fly.
I needed
yeah, that's
a
true, huh?
70 and I
Wow, that's
rolled a
scary.
43, so I succeeded in my psychology.
All right. So what exactly are you looking for?
Trying to get a feel off of him. Trying to like read his body language and see if I can determine his intentions.
Okay, well, I didn't anticipate this at all, but I should have, because it's Call of Cthulhu, damn it. No, he's shady as fuck. And just as a little precursor, he's packing a rifle and a pistol, and he's the captain. Did you guys bring all your guns off the plane?
I brought mine.
Yeah.
So you've got a fucking machine gun, and you've got a fucking hunting rifle. So everybody's got.
I've got my shotgun and my 9mm and my 45.
All right.
He's all but
I got
arrowed
one.
out.
I got one over here. I got one over
Well,
here.
he's the-
Shotguns right here.
He's the real security.
I'm a real policeman.
So yeah, you guys are all hopped up to the nines. Doesn't seem to bother anybody in the bar,
No.
but you,
Back then, probably not.
But
They
you-
probably didn't want to fuck with us.
you immediately think the guy's shady because that's really peculiar for a fucking pilot to have a rifle of any kind. Because pilots don't carry guns.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're
Maybe have a sidearm. If
but
you're
when
going
you're
around
in the
country.
wilds of Mexico and South America,
Yeah.
maybe because or less.
But who carries a rifle to a bar? I mean, besides you fucking lunatics.
That's a good question. I want to roll
Other
for my
like-minded lunatics.
I want to roll for my psychoanalysis, but that's a 0-1. So how do you even?
You have to roll a 1.
You have to roll one.
Jesus. Never mind.
It's worth rolling if you want to roll it.
Okay.
An epic fail might actually give you insight as well, or give you the ability to raise your stat. So
Oh, Jesus.
it's both 10-siders.
Oh.
And you gotta get a
81.
All right. Yeah.
Failed.
That's a horrible fail. I'll let you take the box. You don't get anything from it. But
Okay.
you could take the box so you can improve it later because you are trying to analyze this guy. Again, the basic assumption that you get is he's shady, but you can't figure out exactly what the fuck's going on.
Right.
He also offers you guys $20,000 for any artifacts that you might find. So anybody got any artifacts they want to get rid of?
Why?
Not particularly. We have that gold. We have the little crystal ball, but I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of it either.
Isn't it a bit presumptuous asking us if we have any things when we haven't been on our trip yet?
And he says, "Oh well, it's worth a try. Anybody going to find something's probably been to find something before."
I'd like to know why you're willing to pay so much for so little.
He
Or
says,
go find it yourself.
"Well, we haven't seen it yet, of course." You notice his accent changes from Australian to English.
I noticed that.
As a cop, I'm baffled.
As a cop, I'm baffled. Oh my god, that's fun.
My psychoanalysis of this.
Is that
your psychology?
I'm boondoggled.
I could roll.
Boondoggled.
I could roll my psychology. I have to roll under it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my psychology.
Hey, any rolls you guys want to make is worth making a roll, dude. Really. I love you guys, Howard.
Oh, that's an epic fail.
Just imagine that your dice are people and they're falling down the stairs.
I know.
They're
Shit!
What happened?
Leg! I said I like to imagine his dice are people and they're just
Oh.
falling down the stairs. Oh god! Oh, I failed! Yeah, of course you failed. You fell down the stairs, you jackass.
Will you let me try and fast talk him into telling us who he's actually working for or with?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'd try to intimidate him, but nah, because he's got guns too.
Yeah.
We'd end up in a shootout in the fucking
Needed
bar.
a 63, I rolled a 53. So, who are you working for? Or who's working with you?
Alright. He says, "Oh, quite small organization outside of Arkham City." He says, "You probably haven't ever heard of them." He says, "They're a hunting exploration typically." Is the Vanguard Society?
We know them well, thank you.
So we were hired by. I'm confused now.
No, we weren't hired.
were
We're
hired-
deciding to go to this one on our own volition, but we were hired from.
Right, we were hired for our rivals because we're already part of the Vanguard Society, and now we work for our rivals, right?
Right.
Am I to
basically.
understand it that way?
Yes.
You weren't hired by the Vanguard Society. You were
Right.
hired. You were hired by them, but you were not part of them. You were not members of Vanguard.
Oh, so that job's over.
Yeah,
So
it was
okay.
a job. Yeah.
All right.
But your discovery in the job might have to do with them going to South America, which you guys are doing now for the same fucking reason.
Why wouldn't they just ask us to go again? I mean, we did a good job the first time.
Tell Mr. Vanguard we said hello.
What was his name? It wasn't Vanguard.
No, it was.
I have it.
I do too. It's
Everybody's racing.
Henry Martin.
Yep. Henry Martini.
Henry Martin the Third.
Yep.
I thought it was Henry Martin.
Yep.
Martin Martin.
Both are acceptable. I just have it written. So I don't know the pronunciation.
Because you don't know how to read, darling. Or is it that you don't know how to spell?
And
Yeah, it's spelled.
just so you know, we were paid 1,000 for the last.
We were?
Yes. Yep.
Well, I didn't write that down.
$100 up front and $1,000.
We spent money on shit too, right after that.
Well, that's right,
But I don't think we spent no $1,000 worth of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
And then those fuckers cut you out of the job and they're sending another group of people to go do the second half of the job.
After we found the fucking Tofu guy.
He doesn't know that we have it, though.
He doesn't know that. Yeah, the captain guy don't know that we found
No,
Tofu.
the Vanguard guy doesn't know that we found it. We kept that as a secret between us.
Yeah, you disclosed your findings, but you didn't disclose the fucking
Right, the little crystal ball.
The ball.
Or meeting Tufu. All we did was say that we found him and we eliminated him.
Yeah, you found the bad guy.
And eliminated him. Eliminated.
Alright, so yeah, this guy's nosy and seems unsanctimonious and unclean. You guys all kind of get a fucking itchy feeling from him. And drink your drinks and eventually fucking sorry. Eventually Vargas will come into the cantina and he'll be like, plane's refueled and ready to go, gentlemen. Lady.
Thank you. I'm okay if you assume my gender.
Otto will kill you. Otto will kill the game master.
I quite enjoy it when someone actually thinks I'm a female.
Oh my god.
Because I am a little burly.
Alright. So back on the plane.
Back on the plane.
And we're gonna tell Mr. What's-His-Face here, Captain Drake's... No, that's not it. We're gonna tell...
Yep, that was it. Captain Drake said.
No, that's the one that we just met.
Yeah, we have.
right?
We don't have
Yeah.
a name for our.
I'm gonna tell Vargas Hetfield that we met Captain Drake Savage. I'm telling.
Telling
Telling him we met him. See what he says. I want to know what he has to know about him.
Alright.
And what the Vanguard Society is doing going down there. See
If he
knows
even
why.
knows. I mean, the Hetfield guy might not even have a clue. I mean, he knows there's another expedition going down there, but
All right, yeah. Vargas
I want
says.
answers.
Vargas says. He says. So a bit of a problem we've had is with the Vanguard Society, as a matter of fact.
Why?
He says.
What kind of trouble are we talking about?
He says they've tried to maraud some of our discoveries. He says.
Sounds like they're still trying to do that.
He says these people have been trying to strong arm our expedition since it started.
What interest have they in this expedition?
He says whoever they work for must have knowledge of what we're doing. He says as far as the people trying to hinder our expedition, they seem to be rabble rousers and know nothing of what we do. He says,
What exactly do you do?
He says, he says, I'm surprised you don't know more. We're in the business of discovering antiquities. He says the Miskatonic University is one of the greatest collaborations of knowledge into the mythos of some ancient gods. He says, I've done elaborate works in Egypt.
I
and
did my
South
archaeology
America.
thing, so I'm well aware of what he does, but I just had to ask him so everybody else. Remember, I looked my shit up in the library.
He says
Library.
He says we purely do our business for knowledge. He says, but other interested groups would perceive a monetary value for what we do. He says, and the Vanguard Society is no exception. He says they're treasure hunters, if you will. He says we frown upon them at the university. He says, and actually we've had a altercation with them where conversation and lead was exchanged.
Ooh, and lead.
Alright, looking forward to that.
We're getting in there and do it now.
He says, in fact, the recent debacle is why we've hired you to come provide security for our exhibit.
Who's there now?
He says, the lead archaeologist, her name is Maggie Higginson. He says,
she's the one in the picture.
he says, so you've seen the articles.
Sure have.
He says,
That's what led us here.
What was her name again? Maggie?
really?
Maddie Higgins?
Maggie.
Maggie.
He says, now I feel as if I've hired you far too promptly. You have motives for being on this adventure. He says,
Maybe.
He says, so what interest do you have in Maggie's work?
Tofu.
He just went one,
Just
put it
right
out there.
Okay. Well, obviously he knows, so.
He says,
Although we
No.
are not treasure hunters.
he says no one shoreside of the United States knows that the dig site is a homage to the god Tufu. He says you must be an archaeologist yourself then.
I've
Yeah.
done my studies.
He says there's profound workings in a site in the United States in Mississippi, a homage to the god Tufu. He says we haven't been able to discover its location, but we have discovered workings and notifications of this site.
Well, I'm going to put it out there. We've been there.
We seen it. We found it. We did it.
We seen it. We found it.
We out here. We in this.
And that is what spurred us to come up with this expedition.
He says, well, you are more valuable indeed than mere security. He says, I've been researching the ancient gods for quite some time. He says, I would like any insight that you have on Cthulhu, if you wouldn't mind.
He's a pretty cool dude. He let us go.
He looks at you. He looks at you extremely unbelieving, and like you're full of shit. And then he says, begging pardon. He says, you've had dealings with Tufu?
Well,
Is there anything Otto would like to add?
yeah, we had an unfortunate instance
Otto don't
that
have a good
Tufu had to
feeling
get
about
involved
this, so
in.
Otto just keep it locked in key.
You're going to announce that you don't have a good feeling about this?
He just asked me if I was going to say it, so that's what I said.
I don't have a good feeling. Alright.
I do. Well, we had a small incident where Tofu had to step in and intervene.
Not really.
After it was all done.
He looks at you guys pondering. He says,
I'll just show him my notes.
okay. Don't show him all your notes.
Right.
He says, so are you religious fanatics? And as he says that, the props of the airplane kick on.
Are we haven't even taken off yet?
It takes a while.
Long flight now.
It takes a while for planes to get going. And then everybody has to yell from here on out. And he says again, if you're religious fanatics, he says, do understand that Tufu is just scribbles in some sandstone notes from ancient history. He says he's obviously not on the planet. It doesn't exist. He's a god. He's remembered.
Okay.
You can think what you want.
Yep. I'm happy to live my experiences. So just keep right on living yours.
I fucking love it. He's profoundly interested. Hey! None of that. You better be good. You better be good.
What are you grilling her for? What'd she do?
Yeah, she didn't do shit.
Yeah, I think he was going after Jasper.
It was.
Yeah, Colt and Jasper have not been happy with each other lately. I don't know what their deal is.
You be nice. Be nice to your brother. Be nice to your girlfriend. Don't be stupid. Yeah, you guys be nice to each other. No ground. No grunt. Be nice. Be nice. Brother's stupid because you're stupid.
No. Tell me.
Fucking stupid.
That's it. Sit. Sit.
Colton.
Sit.
Already sitting. Sitting.
Zadie's, sit.
So yeah, he just looks at you
Where's
guys.
mine? I'm laying down.
He looks at you guys and expressively at Shagwell for quite some time, for about, we'll say, 5 minutes or so. He just kind of eyeballs Shagwell while the hinges roar up and the airplane goes into the sky.
Okay.
And then fucking out of absolutely nowhere, the fucking door of the airplane opens.
In mid-flight?
Yep.
Is this a
fucking-
Boeing 737?
And the fucking the air is just rushing through. You guys see bits of paperwork go out the fucking door, and then a man pulls himself into the fucking plane. And you guys all recognize this man as Cygnus.
Captain Drake Cygnus?
No. Fucking Kit.
Kit Cygnus, that's right.
Yeah.
We must have left him at the airport.
And yeah, he fucking, as he's trying to pull the door closed, he's fucking just wrenching on the door.
How the fuck did he get into
He could probably use some help wrenching on the
I'll
door.
help him.
I'll go help him.
Yeah, I don't want to help. I'll help.
Okay.
Maybe I should go help.
All right.
Because
You have all the strength.
I have all this.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, I'll sit back and wait.
Yeah, Dr. Flower probably fucking fix it. Yeah, so, both of you roll your strength.
I needed a 70, I rolled a 54.
So I have to roll below, correct?
Yes.
No, so I just have to roll below 90.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
So I rolled 13.
Alright.
So I have an extreme 16.
But-
So,
Betwixt the three of you easily fucking pull the door back shut.
yeah.
And it's still loud, but not nearly as loud. And no paperwork's flying around in the cabin anymore.
Excellent. Are we pressurized again?
There's no pressure in these airplanes. In the
Yeah, we're not up that high.
Yeah, you guys are like cruising at about
In the
700
1920s, I mean, fucking Wright brothers had like just barely fucking
Yeah.
even flew their shit.
Yeah, like diesel engines are still profound in the
I think
sky.
it was 1918 that they flew, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
That's
it
what I was thinking,
No, it
too.
was 1890.
Oh, okay, so
there's
it wasn't-
30 years ago, but still, like I said, like diesel engines are profound in the sky.
Hey,
So
Google.
like 200, 300 miles an hour is about as
Did
fast
the
as you guys
commercial air flight start?
1914. According to
There you
IATA,
go.
the world's first regularly scheduled heavier-than-air airline took off from the municipal pier in St. Petersburg on New Year's Day 1914. The airline was known as the Saint.
St. Petersburg, Tampa Airboat Line. Airboat.
Yeah.
They used to call it an airboat.
So that would be commercial planes. You guys are on prop
Right.
planes. So,
Okay.
well, the commercial planes are prop planes as well, but you guys are on like
a smaller
private
version.
planes.
Right,
yeah.
private planes, yeah.
Like the fucking what was it called? The fucking Golden Goose, the Silver Goose, or something like that. Little 2-engine prop plane that made it around the world in fucking 18 hours or 28 hours or some shit like that. Anyway,
Hey Google. Hey Google. What is the name of the airplane that made the first trip around the world?
Douglas World Cruises. According to the postal history of ICAO, on the 6th of April 1924, 4 Douglas World Cruises left Sandpoint near Seattle, Washington, and completed the first circumnavigation of the globe by air in 175 days on the 28th of September after making 74 stops and covering about 27,550 miles.
74 stops and 27,550 miles.
I was thinking of the first plane that did it itself.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting fact for the podcast.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. And
Right, we'll have a Google section.
it's even funnier that it was from Sandpoint.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yes,
Sandpoint
yeah,
near
from
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, Sandpoint, Seattle. Yeah, interesting.
Oh, is there Sandpoint, Seattle?
It's the.
Oh, I thought I was thinking our Sandpoint.
I thought our Sandpoint also.
It
That's way
might be.
cooler.
It might be.
I don't think Sandpoint has a big enough airport.
They do. They have 2 airports.
Maybe
Yeah.
now, but in the
They do?
20s.
I didn't know they had 2.
Sandpoint
It's just
would be
little
just as
ones.
likely to have one as fucking Seattle was back in the
Carrie
day.
and Todd fly in there all the time when they go up to Switzer.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's definitely a thing.
Well, I figured there would be some millionaires and shit flying into like Coeur d'Alene Airport for sure. I didn't think
Oh, yeah.
Sandpoint had a fucking.
No,
deal.
Carrie drives into Coeur d'Alene, picks up the helicopter, and flies up to Seattle, to Sandpoint. And there's actually a helipad landing spot at the fire station, you know, when you're going up to Schweitzer. And there's a fire station kind of off to the side right at the roundabout. There's a helipad that you can land on there. And so they store them. Yeah, so they'll just put the helicopter there and go to Schweitzer. Todd was really good. He was doing service for that. He was just doing service. So. because he'd get down low enough to where we could see him and he'd see us and he'd wait. And then he'd just so covered up. And that's just being ridiculous. It's being stupid.
So we got the airplane door closed, right?
Yes,
Yep.
we got the airplane door closed. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And so,
I would like to know, how in the hell did you end up on the outside of the airplane?
he says, Dr. Hepfield was kind enough to tell everyone to go to the airplane. He says, I was caught with my pants down at the time, and I made it at takeoff. And he says, and I climbed from the landing gear to the wing and onto the aircraft. He says it was quite a trifle to open the door. He says, but I'm glad I did. It's quite noisy outside.
Wow. You must rival me in strength.
He says, you are a very bustrous woman.
Ooh, I feel some natural things going on
Okay.
here.
It feels so organic.
I think Dr. Flower's gonna find herself a mate on this trip.
A mate. She's like, you are copulating with me. Oh my god!
I don't feel like I have a choice.
Right?
You don't feel like you got a choice because you're the biggest one in the airplane.
Yeah, so that kills the conversation.
You don't have a choice.
And you guys continue your flight into the middle of the night. And you hear sputtering from one of the engines at about 11:35
And that awakens
p.m.
us.
And
Startle awake. What in the
I
hell
was
is
gonna
going
say,
on?
And to anybody paying attention, it does start to seem concerning.
What in the hell is going on?
And as you, what in the hell is going on?
Google Heinrich Schmidt, what the fuck is going on?
The curtain,
The best German I got.
the curtain opens at the captain's quarters, and the co-pilot leans his head out and he goes, it's not a problem. He says, we got some bad gas in Mexico.
Oh, good. That's all it is. So when are we assuming that the airplane's going to completely stall out and die?
He says, well, it's not the first time we've had sand in our rudders, ma'am. We're gonna make a complete flight here. You'll be fine. He says, this sort of thing happens. He says there's a little debate on the quality of fuels between countries.
Funny.
What if they made an international fucking law about fuel? You know, fucking.
Way after the 20s.
Right, well, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure they don't even have them now.
Oh, they do. Oh, there's
sure there's regulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's international standards now.
Yeah.
But there definitely wasn't back then. And as such, you guys hear the engine on the right side of the plane completely start powering down.
Are you sure we're gonna be okay?
This is a little disconcerting.
And then,
Otto's scared.
as this is a little disconcerting and Otto's scared, the engine fucking
Shadow snort.
pipes back up, and then they power it back up, and everything seems just fine.
We didn't have any like dibbies or.
No, actually, so at about 700 feet, turbulence is pretty minimal.
Right.
It's just pretty static, airy sort of feel.
I wonder how high you can go
A little bit of wind gusts. Without compression?
Yeah.
Without enclosed cap? As far as I remember, I think it's like 13,000 feet or so.
Oh wow.
So you can
It's
go.
pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah. So like
Can't go more than 10 feet. Swim
Fuji,
I just popped my ear, so I'm
Fuji
okay.
or whatever it is, Mount Fuji is like double that, and so people need respirators to get to the top of it. But
Like same
Oh, 'cause
with
the oxygen.
Everest.
yeah, 'cause there's no fucking
Yeah,
oxygen
same
up
thing
there,
with
yeah.
Mount Everest.
Yeah, if you jump up to 36,000 feet, they have to pump air into your airplane.
Right.
Yeah, Everest, you have to fucking take a respirator.
Yeah, you have to have
Oxygen.
respirators.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys aren't flying anywhere near that sort of altitude. You recognize that in the middle of the night, about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, for anybody who's awake, Shadwell excluded probably, is just having a nice little nap time.
Jaguar.
He had a half bottle of whiskey. He's fucking taking a nap.
You recognize that you guys are over the rainforest now, and so you're in the area.
So it's just, is it daylight out or is it still is it dark now?
So it is like becoming morning.
So you can still basically just see nothing but black down underneath it.
Oh yeah, it's dark and green, and the canopy is so thick that there's no chance of looking at the ground anyway. But yeah,
That's why all the cities are hidden.
yep, and it kind of looks to an observer from the sky, it would look swampy and very enclosed, very blanketed.
Okay, so on this expedition, are we just like walking through the forest until we get to our destination? Or do we have to take a boat? Or do we have to walk and take a boat? Or what all are we doing?
Vargas says, well, these, along with the question of pay, would have been good questions for you to ask before we left.
All right, first, how much you paying us?
He says, oh, well, very well. He says, if you make it all 3 weeks and nobody gets sick and no one dies, he says, we'll be giving you and or your estate the property of $3,000.
Okay.
He says, minus expenses. He says, sometimes party members accrue expenses, like illness. He says, we will be waterbound after we land for a good 6 to 8 hours. He says, and then we will be quite near our destination, possibly 2 to 3 click walk before we get to our base camp.
What's that?
He says, and from there it'll be smooth sailing. He says, and all exercise will be left up to you.
How far away is the dig site as compared to base camp?
He says, less than a mile, quarter mile.
Okay.
It's still a quarter mile worth of fucking forest you gotta go through. just to get
Still, but it's a lot better than a couple miles.
Yeah.
These base camps are a lot very far away.
He says, if anybody would rather turn around,
No,
It's-
we're just
it-
trying to
it's-
get our bearings.
it's quite late for that.
I assure you, we're
I
not
ain't trying to
turning
go
back.
nowhere, I just wanted to get to Skinny.
And
Spill the tea, please.
as he says that, or as you say, spill the tea, you hear the engine fucking kick and sputter a couple more times.
Just how long will it be until we land?
He says, good doctor, I believe we'll be landing here in quite soon, possibly 10 minutes from our location.
Oh, thank God. So if we lost engine power, we'd be okay.
He says, "This is quite a common occurrence." He says, "Nothing to be afraid of. This happened
That
on
does not help me.
the first and second phase of the expedition as well."
I almost didn't eat the dice.
Say he
It's
almost
not
just
popcorn,
ate the
baby.
dice. Don't eat the dice. It's not
I had my
That'll
hand.
hurt coming out.
That one. It hurt going in.
Yeah, and I'm only good
I
at
was
the hind
doing
flex
this with my
whenever
right hand,
people are
like,
unconscious, so.
Moving the dice around, and I had a cracker in my left hand. And I went to go eat it, and I was just like,
Yeah.
try not to. I don't usually eat with my left hand, I eat with my right hand, so.
Alright, so easy 10 minutes goes by and you guys descend into, it looks like you're going to drop into the forest, but you drop down into a clearing. There seems to be a little village there, and you hit the ground with some shudders and bumps, but nothing the plane can't handle. And then you spit and sputter the engines to a complete standstill, and the plane stops. And when the engines power down, Dr. Vargas starts procuring his sundry equipment.
So is he saying that that's what we should be doing, is equipping ourselves with our sundries?
He says, yes, we're exiting the plane now. He says, gather your things.
Who's going to carry mine for me?
He says, and by the way, he says, guns up in nature for the security team. However, be polite and courteous to this village. We are trespassers here, and they have let us.
Trespass.
They have let us enter.
How's that?
All right.
Well, let's get on with it.
Oh, you're putting in the
Excellent.
too.
All right. You guys get off the plane. You guys grab all your gear, get off the plane, and you walk out. There's no cantina or anything like that. There's no official runway or airport security. There's
Well, we're in the middle of a dirt field.
there's no armed guards. There's children playing in the morning on what looks like some sort of crop field, and there's villagers in the village doing their thing. And
Doing their village thing.
yeah, doing their villager thing. And when you guys get off the plane, you are approached by some natives. They're dark brown skinned, short, muscular people. They're very talkative in a language that you guys don't understand.
Oh, but,
We have the interpreter.
right.
Correct.
We'll start doing your job.
You tell the interpreter.
Interpret!
You tell the interpreter, start doing your job.
Yes. Do I need to roll an intimidate or
Georgie Walker.
persuade
Um,
or fast talk?
I don't think so. Tell him to start doing his job. He was hired to do that. All right. So
I'm trying to think of something I can do.
he starts talking to these people. He seems to be extremely fluent in their language, which you are like aghast by because he has a very Indian accent. So you wouldn't think that he would know anything about these people. And
So what'd they have to say?
I'm gonna say a good 10 minutes goes by of him actually talking to them. And he says, "Oh, we're all good to go. The boats, we're all good to go. The boats are set down at the docks. They're waiting for us to take our voyage. Everything is good here. There was nothing out of the ordinary that they had to say. They're very peaceful and polite people. Keep your coins very handy. If you want anything, they love the shine of metal." He says your paper money will be useless here. They don't want it. He says, but anything with George Washington or any of the other presidents, he says they love it.
Oh.
Is George Washington on the quarter and the dollar?
Yeah. And the penny.
No, Abraham Lincoln's on the penny.
No, you're right. Abraham Lincoln is. And who was on the 50-cent piece before fucking
Henry Ford.
I don't know, I got one.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower?
Eisenhower, there you go.
It was Eisenhower.
I was gonna
Because I think the one I have has Kennedy on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
those
a
are
lot
the-
of Kennedy 50-cent pieces, but Eisenhower was before Kennedy. Kennedy's assassination prompted a movement with the Kennedy 50-cent
The
pieces.
Kennedy 50-cent pieces, that makes sense.
Another fun fact for the podcast. This has been another fun fact for the
I
podcast.
think he's getting his 50-cent piece.
Detective Shagwell is very well fucking cotton ill. He is dying. He's fucking dying over there. I'm pretty sure he coughed himself. He put his lung out.
Don't worry. He'll be fine.
He's coughed his lung, and now he has to go put it back in. He's grabbing the plunger now. He's plunging his lung back into his body. It is very disgusting. I'm pretty sure there's
I'm
poop.
pretty sure he's okay.
There's poop on it.
Ew! After he plunges it back into his body, it comes out, there's poop on it? Yuck.
He's plunging and there's poop on it. You go plop 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 poop. And there is poop. I don't know.
You're plunging your
Yes,
lungs
dude,
back
yes,
into your body and now
yes,
they
dude.
have poop on them.
He has to suck his butt cheeks together very tightly to get his lung back
And
in
you
there.
was coughing and he thought you were dying.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get the 50-cent piece?
No, they're dollar pieces.
Oh.
Oh, you got fucking Morgans?
Yeah. 1922.
So yeah, the translator says, yeah, there's nothing unusual. It's a very good conversation. They're very peaceful people. They would love
You
to
already said all that.
communicate with you personally if you'd like. But yeah, everything's good. Everything's good here. We're all good. Nothing crazy or
Let's get a move on with
weird
it.
going on at all. If you're curious. Okay, let's go to the boats.
Oh, I don't know.
I
I'm
wanna-
kind of curious.
I wanna-
You sound pretty fucking shady.
I want to roll a spot hidden.
I'm good.
Can I roll a spot hidden?
Yes.
I want to roll archaeology.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I needed a 62. I rolled a 26, so that's a hard success.
What can I roll?
Looking for a spot hidden, huh?
Oh, okay. I'll roll first spot hidden. Ooh, I have a hard success as well. What do you roll
You
for?
rolled archaeology.
I know, but I failed.
Okay. Oh, you failed.
I had an
Okay.
epic fail.
All right. And you rolled spot hidden.
Excuse me.
That was you?
That
I thought
was-
it was my dog.
No,
So
excuse my burps. I can't hold them in.
we blame everything on the dog anyway.
So I could roll my psychology
there you go.
to try to find out what the fuck dude really meant by, oh yes, nothing to see here.
Yep. Okay. Good.
Nothing to see here. Yeah,
so
right, buddy.
with
I think
your-
something's going on.
With your spot hidden, you recognize this that in a lot of small ways, this South American village has been Americanized by all of their little things. So, like, people have given them
Trinkets.
like trinkets and gifts, and they have like cast iron pans that they're cooking with. So, like, definitely Americanized fucking cookware.
Right.
So these people have been coming back over and over and giving them things to like make them accept you into their culture, so that you can pass or whatever, so that you're not hostile. So there's been decrees made.
Well, let's see. I'll give them my watch. Does any of them have a watch?
None of them have a watch.
I wear a watch all the time, so I'll give them my watch.
You're just gonna fucking get. Alright, here you go, kids. Who are you gonna give it to? Fucking just any villager that passes by?
No.
Well, I'll wait
The
till
chief.
somebody comes up to me and fucking
You should
ask
give
for
it to
something.
the chief.
Even though I know they're not going to ask for something, but they're going to come and go,
I'm gonna give him my shackles.
Your shackles? Sure you don't want those?
I still have handcuffs.
Right, I got handcuffs too.
I do not. So.
I think it'd be funny to give them the shackles because then they can start to play, if you know what I mean.
They have to learn at some point, don't they?
There's going to be a revolution in South America.
Alright,
Shackle revolution.
Yep. They're just now learning.
okay.
Let's Americanize you on this one.
So Shagwell,
So is Otto going to show them how to do it?
Shagwell, you get approached by a couple of the children of the village, and they do start talking in a language you don't understand.
So I'm going to call for the interpreter to come over. Hell!
Yeah, alright.
Interpreter to come over and see what these kids are saying.
Alright.
That way I don't get in a fight with them.
And are you giving them your watch?
It depends on what they have to say.
Alright. Okay, the interpreter. The translator. He says.
Cool. That's enough.
He says. They're talking about the forests. They're telling me that there is significance in the forest of their god. He says, I don't want to tell you this, but they are saying that for strangers to inhabit the forest is, he says, what is the word you would use? He says, is forbidden. It is cursed. It is against you.
Forests are cursed?
He says
Okay, here you go. Here's a watch.
It is. He says it is bad for.
Want to fix that right now?
Yeah.
He says.
Here's a watch. Tell me what time it is and tell me what time they're coming.
He says it's forbidden for the pale skins to enter into the forest.
But we've been entering for quite some time now.
That is the problem.
The translator says, yes, it is true. We have been entering. He says, bad things have befallen some of the people who have entered the forest. He says it has proven very difficult for our expedition to come into the forest.
Well.
Here's your watch, kids.
Here's your watch.
I
He says, one of the children recognizes you as royalty. You have alien technology or a god. He says that you are
we are gods now.
you are royalty from the Pale Lands.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you.
Cool. Good job.
We're not royalty, but yes, thank you.
Good, Dr. Shackwell. Good job.
He seems.
But I'm not a doctor. I'm a dick.
Yeah, he's detective.
I'm
Shagwell.
Dick Chadwell.
He says.
Shackwell, my bad. Maybe I was just hoping you was a doctor.
He
so you can take
seems
care
to
of me.
translate. He seems to
play
translate to the children that you guys are not gods and that you,
No, let them think we're gods.
you are.
Let them think we're gods. What was that?
My fucking Nexium.
blew out of your mouth?
No, I fucking squished it with my fingers.
Oh.
Dumbass.
That's gonna taste bad.
Mm-hmm.
Should probably lay off your Betsy.
No, it's Fireball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I always take my heartburn pills with Pepsi.
And then a spoonful
Oh,
of
sugar!
Helps the medicine go down.
So, unless anybody's doing anything else, I'd say that this is the okay time to get on the boat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get on the boat.
All right. So, it's early morning. Some of you haven't slept proper, and down to the docks and onto the boats.
I feel like I'm one of the ones that hasn't slept.
Yes.
So I'm gonna sleep while we're on the boat.
There is 3 tamaracks, so like double canoes,
So you're really not a place to sleep. Is what you're saying.
waiting at the docks. They're netted, so yeah, you can sleep on it if you wanted to.
I'm gonna take a cat nap.
The water in this river is brown and fast moving,
Lovely.
and yeah,
You don't want to swim in it.
there's
Yeah, no.
there is probably hidden dangers.
Yeah.
There's
Piranhas,
there's
crocodiles,
probably there's probably reasons you don't want to
alligators,
pee in the river.
giant
So-
anacondas. There could be lots of things.
She knows. And as you get all of your gear onto the boat, everybody's doing this in one trip. You guys don't have piles of baggage, so no one's taking 2 trips. You might actually have.
Well, yes, because I have all the medical equipment. as
Yeah, you might be taking a fucking
Couple of trips.
couple of trips from the.
Well, I
hopefully
won't
they've
be.
got people for that.
well. Right.
She is too trim and proper for that. All right, so
Right.
when all of the cargo is stored on the canoes, you guys start floating down the river. And this trip is fast because the river's moving fast and they're paddling down the river. And none of the natives that are on the boats are talkative at all. They're just doing their jobs, just getting you guys down the river.
How long are we on the boats for?
6 hours.
They set up to 6 hours, but
Oh, dear goodness.
this trip's gonna take about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so. They get you down to a set of docks, and they lasso the docks and procure the boats to the docks, and you guys are ushered off the boats.
With all of our equipment.
All of your equipment.
Yep.
What's equipment?
Well, equipment.
There you go.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Equipment. It's made from
I thought you
quips.
said equit.
No,
Equipment.
I did. I said equipment.
Yeah.
Equipment.
Equipment. What are you quitting?
What do you equip?
I'm being facetious.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
Look at my fast talk. Come back with a witty reply.
you guys get off the boats, you start getting your equipment off of equipment off of the boats. And you see a series of these fucking catamarans. There's like 6 of them, and they're all holstered up with people and supplies going past your docks.
Going past our docks.
Yep. And you recognize
Captain Drake.
Captain Drake
you
is on there.
recognize that there is a fucking Captain Drake Savage and a bunch of trunks on one of the catamarans.
So
Oh, and he notices you guys as well. He takes time to look at you guys. Yeah.
Do we just give him a fuck you like that, or what?
Well, that's up to you how you want to handle the situation. But yeah, if you want to give him a good.
Well, if it were me, I'd probably do that. I'd probably be like, fuck you.
Okay.
What do you got in the trunks?
You're gonna ask it. You're gonna yell at him as he's going by. All right.
Fast talk?
There you go. Yeah, that's a good one.
Bet you ain't got nothing in them trunks.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Motherfuckers are empty.
I'm gonna say this is a very short exchange. I'm not gonna give you a fast talk. He already declared war with the big old fuck you. And,
But I was smiling when I did it. That makes a big
I was
difference.
smiling.
That makes a big difference. That's a friendly fuck you, right?
Yep, I would agree.
Captain Drake, as you ask him what's in the trunks, he says.
You never know. He might be an ally later.
He says
Once
supplies
he's killed.
for a successful expedition. And they go by on the river.
Ah, funny. Yeah. Right back at you.
Fucking comedians.
Sometimes.
The fucking comedian.
Fucking Shadwell.
Now we gotta rob him.
Alright. I love it.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
go rob him.
let's-
So,
I'm with you.
so everybody gets off the boats, and
We go rob him.
Vargas says, alright, it's up here, not far.
Where are they going? Is my question.
They're going down the river further.
I know. But, so they're going down the river further and walking up further to try to get to our dig site?
You
Or
ask
do they have
Vargas?
another dig site?
Oh, okay. So Vargas says, I don't know where their camp is. They have been coming to our camp, yes. They've been coming to our base camp.
Oh.
For what?
He says they want to steal our artifacts. He says that's why you're here. Well,
The security of the
he says,
artifacts.
well, you're here for your own purposes, apparently, but you were hired to protect
Protect.
us from them.
Okay.
He says,
I'm clear.
and the natives. But the natives haven't been a problem. Just them.
Just
And he
them.
points at the
Are they still in
boats.
sight?
Yeah.
Can I try and shoot one?
You're gonna fucking shoot somebody? Yeah, you absolutely can. That's
Me too, maybe then. I should try and. I'll get my 12 gauge out and
Well, that's not
motherfucking.
gonna work.
12 gauge isn't gonna
No.
shoot him. But
Yeah, they're
are
out
you,
on the boat.
So sorry, I have to ask this. And
What if I got slugs in my shit?
Oh yeah, if you have a slug, you can definitely fucking shoot him. Yeah, that's true.
I got a 38
yeah, you can reach out there.
Because I'll go through two motherfuckers at once.
And I'll
I'm not
probably
even gonna aim. I'm just gonna shoot like
you just fucking
bam, bam, bam.
You're just gonna fucking firework up the hotel, huh? Okay.
Hip.
I don't know. I'm pretty good with the shotgun from the hip too. So if you're shooting, both of you guys roll your firearms. And if you don't have a specific target,
I'll pass.
I'm gonna say that you can get fucking. I'll give you 10 per point bonus on your shots.
What does that mean? Can you 10 per point?
10 points. So if his firearm's 50, he needs to get under 60
Okay.
because he's not trying to shoot anybody. He's just trying to shoot.
So I'm gonna fire 3 shots.
That's okay.
19. So which one do I have? What do I have to beat?
Firearm, rifle, shotgun.
Okay.
Should be 25 if you don't have any points.
I got a 40 on it.
Jesus. What'd you get?
19.
Okay, so you hit.
Hard success.
Success. Yeah,
You're
because 20's
taking,
my.
You're taking 3 shots. You have 5 rounds in your gun. You can fire all 5 of them. if you want.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So just in our notes, we're gonna say that you have 1 shot success with the 19.
Okay.
So keep going. Fire.
Oh, so I got-
more.
I got
wow,
an
okay.
extreme success with my revolver.
Oh, you're shooting a revolver? thought you were firing a fucking big gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 76.
So one.
Miss.
My note is so Shadwell and Otto are just randomly
Just
firing into the
blasting
dark.
at people. Fucked up, you guys.
So I got an extreme, a fail, and a hard.
Extreme win, too. I just got an extreme win.
You got an extreme for your second round?
Yep, it's a 0 and a 1.
Jeez, dude, that's
Wow.
yeah, that's a
It's a critical. Doesn't he get to...
crit success, yeah.
So what's the in-house bonus for critical success?
So I gotta check my phone.
Full damage.
Check.
I thought you also did, like, he could,
Don't I have 2 more?
like, mid-game character
Yeah,
development on
3
that
more.
skill?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, that should be that should have been my third.
Sorry,
one.
what's that?
Like a mid-game character development on that skill?
Oh yeah, if you get a 1? Yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
You get to increase.
So after you fire your next 3 rounds, you can have a chance of increasing.
Because I did the first one was a hit, the second one was a miss,
Okay, so you got
and then
2
the third
more.
one was a critical.
Okay, so 1 hit, 1 fail, 1 extreme.
Right.
Okay, and then 2 more.
That's a fail.
Okay, 1 more fail.
Oh. 57. No, that must have been. That's a fail too.
So that's a fail too.
Damn it.
All right.
2 out of 5 ain't great,
Um,
but it ain't bad, I guess.
All right. So here's what happens.
Did you hear about mine, or are you just doing his first?
I did 3 of yours, and you fired 3 rounds, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
I didn't roll any damage. I missed the
Okay.
second.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, here's what happens. Both of you guys hit your first shot, so both of you guys roll damage.
Got 2 of them.
No, just the one.
Well, it's damage, whatever your damage is for your gun. So his is 1d10 plus 7, I believe.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So he rolls a 10 sider and
And
adds
add
7
yeah.
because he's using slugs.
And then, do I use the damage bonus, or is that just for
So do I
melee?
use the big one or the little one?
Um,
The little one?
your damage bonus is for strength, so it's melee. So you don't use damage bonus.
So do you use the big dice with the 60s, 20, 80 on it? Or
No, just the
0?
ones. I mean, you can use either one.
Oh,
but it's
man.
Just gonna count as 1 each.
I only got 1.
1 plus 7's 8, so that's
It's not bad.
not bad.
So you
Alright,
get your,
and then your
your
damage.
number by
My
up
first
by
one
8.
was 9.
Your first
So you get to
damage was
increase
9.
your thing by
Alright.
8.
So instead of 40,
Um,
The
48?
next one's 9.
I think so.
So 9 and 9.
Toby, isn't that right?
So wait. So your first one, you don't have to roll damage. Your second one is 9.
I failed my second one.
Well, I'm sorry. Your first shot is max damage. Your second one is 9. So one of the guys navigating fucking Tamarack goes off of the boat, and then the boat starts going wonky. You blast a hole in the side of one of the canoes, and then
Does he increase his right by 8? Because you were saying it was by 8.
My damage?
no,
His damage?
his damage was 8, but he doesn't increase it by 8. He's gonna get a roll after this whole thing. So your next one was an extreme, so that's max damage, and I'm gonna say that you put another hole in the boat, and you start sinking that canoe. So you put 2 rounds in this canoe, boop, boop, and that's going to be enough to start sinking it. And then you fail at the end, so just blast it into the air. You drop a dude off the boat. It's one of the natives, unfortunately. And then that canoe goes wonky and starts not being steered at all. So it's going to turn sideways and then flip over. And
So all these people are in the water now.
so you've got 6 people and a lot of supplies just went water side, and 1 person dead that she shot twice. And
yeah.
Okay, well, let's hop back in our boats and
So-
go get the supplies.
So there's three boats.
We'll just finish killing them motherfuckers off while we're out there.
There's 3 boats still in the water that are upright, and 2 of them that went down. And are you guys going back to the boats?
I don't know. What's the likelihood of us getting to pick up their supplies before they sink?
Their trunks would be floating for a while, I would imagine. So will the people. You could probably pick up the people or
No.
shoot them out of the water.
We'll just kill them with spears as we come up to them.
Kill them as spears, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
I reload my pistol.
Just,
fucking monsters.
Just
So you're reloading your pistol. I suggest you reload your
Burn
shotgun.
it down!
guess what I'm gonna do? I'm rolling for swim. Rolling for swimming.
Why? You don't want to swim in that water.
Are you swimming to save people? or-
No, I just want to make sure in case I do go overboard, I can swim.
But you're on the dock.
I know, but your crazy asses are blasting.
Yeah, but you can only roll
in
for
boats and blasting.
I know, I don't have swim either,
Holes
so I
and
should
people.
probably...
But you can only roll for swim while you're swimming. So unless you're diving in the water right now, I wouldn't roll for swim.
Okay.
But you can dive in the water to go fucking try and get supplies or save
I'm
people
good
or
on that.
whatever you want to do.
I'm good.
Yeah, I guess we don't need
I
supplies
don't
that
need.
bad.
I don't
We
need
got our own.
piranhas up my ass.
You have definitely disrupted their fucking parade for sure. You tipped over 2 of their boats. Well, you sunk
there
one.
still
You
2
sunk
more?
one and flipped one.
What's
So
the
they're
other
in
one
fucking
gonna
water.
do? What's the other one doing then? Are they just all standing there like, what the fuck did you do that for?
The other 3.
Or what are they doing?
The other 3 boats, they're going down the river, and fucking the back one is trying to turn around, but the rest of them, they're just gonna keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Nice.
So one of them's trying to turn around to collect things and people, you assume, and then the other 2 boats.
So they're not firing back at us.
So we didn't.
No, they're trying to get the fuck out of there, man. 'Cause you're back shooting at them, but one of them's trying to save people.
Yeah.
What about Captain Drake Savage? What happened to him? Did we hit him?
Yeah, you sank his boat. He's in the fucking water.
So is he dead then? 'Cause
You don't know. You didn't shoot him. You shot the boat, and he's in the water now. So he's floating
You
down the
might
river.
get rescued.
Yeah,
So
he might get that.
yeah, he might hold on to a
Or
piece
he
of
might get
cargo,
eaten by
or
an anaconda.
he might get fucking eaten. He might get rescued. He might. He might.
I hope
know,
an anaconda gets
he
eaten.
might know exactly who was shooting at him and be really pissed off later. We'll see.
Yeah, right. How far away did we let them get before we started shooting?
Just so you know, he was a specific person in this campaign, so he has a place. So he may not die.
So
You
it
may
would
not
be,
die very
so it would
quickly.
be really
No.
inconvenient for you if I started shooting him while he's in the water.
You cannot recognize or differentiate the people and the cargo that's in the water. So there's a bunch of shit in the water. You can start shooting it if you want, but it's all floating downstream really fast. This river's really fast.
Toward us? Away from us?
Away from you.
Ugh.
You can start shooting at it.
Yeah, so they were already by us when we started.
Yeah,
shooting at
and
them,
you
I
guys.
guess.
So they went by.
Oh,
He flipped them off. You asked him what he had, and then as he was like, "We have a successful expedition's garbage," and he sank his fucking boat, and you shot the fucking navigator off of the back of one of the boats, and just totally disrupted their thing. And so yeah, they're going downriver no matter what they want to do. Most of the 2 boats are in the water and fucking probably trying to clamber up onto the fucking side of their canoes, but
And then we see
they're gonna
30-foot anaconda
I was
comes
gonna
crawling
I was gonna
into
say
the
they're gonna
fucking water.
be gone in one manner or another very soon anyway. So they're either gonna get carried down the river far enough or just kind of disappear, because that happens.
Especially if they're almost
Alright.
I guess we can move on then.
Yeah, and it's not like white water per se, but it's a fast moving fucking river.
a relief. A big under.
It's brown water.
It's a big
Going to the
it's-
brown water rapids.
Yeah, it's big water. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, they went to the brown water.
Ew.
That's gross.
Of course, Detective Shepard.
Careful with your butt.
Dr. Vargas says, "How unsportsmanly of you! He says, how dare you? He says, we don't shoot expeditionists in the water?
Oh, I
Well,
thought
you
you said we
said-
were protecting you.
You said
What
that
the
they
fuck?
were the opposition. I can't. I got
Now I'm getting mixed signals, Otto. What about you?
I've been getting mixed signal the whole time.
Gentlemen.
He says, what would you think if that happened to us? He says, what if our boats were overturned by
Their
marauders?
security was doing their job.
He says, okay, I won't argue. You seem to be a force to be reckoned with. He says, I hope you have enough bullets to continue.
We got plenty.
Don't you worry your pretty little heart about that.
I'm a much better cop than anticipated, so I think I'll be alright.
I'm pretty good at that. I didn't know I was good at it. I never even shot a shotgun before.
From the head.
Is that high score? Did I win? Alright, so.
Am I ruining this for you?
No, I love it. This is actually really fun
Burn it
for
to the
me.
ground again.
Run it to the ground.
No, I actually designed this adventure so you can burn it to the ground, which is really fun. You can burn the forest, but that would be horrible, but
Yeah.
It's
It's
I wanna do
super rainy and wet. It'd
Yeah.
be really hard to get it done.
he says,
Take a lot of flint.
it's less than half a click up the short way to our base camp.
Oh, well, so some of the people might have just swam over to the beach where our shit is, after our base camp so far away from our dock.
He says, well, if any half-drowned rats come into our base camp, we can interrogate them, or we can deal with it like you,
Yeah, you let us
accompanied
deal
it,
with
like
it.
to deal with it.
We'll interrogate them. We have our
And then we'll
techniques.
kill him.
He says, it seems like you just kill everything, is your technique.
Sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes.
He says, Doctor, stick close. I feel like I'm going to come down with an illness if
Doctor, stick close.
if I have to deal with any of these rabble rousers any further.
That's fine. Stick close.
Stick close.
Stick close.
Stick close.
Doctor Stick Close. Her next character, Doctor Stick Close.
Good name, actually.
Yeah.
It actually is pretty funny. So you guys walk up to the base camp. Hey, you made it.
Dr. Higgins' sons. Is she the only person there?
No. So you guys come across the camp. It's large. There's about 15 tents or so. You notice that most of them are natives, but you are met immediately by a man with a Russian machine gun, and he walks up to the doctor
Wait, hold on.
with his machine gun.
Pointed at the doctor?
No, pointing at the ground.
Okay, good.
Okay. The Russian machine gun guy?
Yep.
So he's just carrying it, ready for action.
He's carrying it away, yeah, that he can just
Right,
flip it,
ready for
flip it
action
up
at
to
any
fucking
minute, yeah.
start shooting.
Right.
Yeah, you can tell immediately with your experience, it's locked and loaded. He looks like a bank robber. He's getting ready to fucking mow everybody down. And he walks up and he says, "Ah, Vargas." He says, "Who are these?" He says, "I heard gunfire." He says, "Have you had complications? Are we down, men?"
Ain't no complications no more for now.
We went ahead. They went ahead and took care of that.
He says, "And who are you, tall, scary looking gentleman?"
Otto.
He says, "Ah." He says, "I knew an Otto once." He says, Taggart Benson." He says, "I'm head of security here. You must be on my security team."
I suppose we are.
He says, and you, ma'am?
I would be the medical.
He says, you're a field medic.
Okay.
He says, pleasure to meet you, doctor.
In a mountain hospital, yes. It's typically referred to as field. I cannot get rid of my hiccups now.
He says, we have
Spoonful of peanut butter.
Yep,
Doesn't sound bad.
that's a fact, man. Spoonful of
I get-
peanut butter, you won't be able to
Get
have
two
that.
if you drink it from the opposite side of the glass. That's what one always works for me.
You're gonna do it with wine and a white shirt.
Good call.
Oh god.
I can't get it. You have to hit the top of the back of your throat.
That's like
Is the reason. It appeared to have worked.
good too.
My boobs were too far in the way. Came down.
This has been another fun fact.
But my boobs are in the way.
Boobs and guns!
Boobs and guns. That
Boobs
one's
and
better. That one's better.
That one's way better.
Way better. Boobs and guns.
Brought to you by Boobs and Guns.
That's funny.
Are you tired of your wife being a bitch all the time? Are you tired of coming home and her yelling at you? Are you tired of this shit? I am pretty fucking tired of it. I don't remember what product I'm selling, but I'm fucking tired of my wife. Anyway,
But I'm tired of my wife. Moving on.
I forgot what I was selling.
so Taggart says, we've special accommodations for you, doctor. He
Oh,
says hopefully your
excellent.
he says hopefully your combination or your accommodations and their accoutrement
Hair.
will suffice. He says you're the large tent next to the medical tent, and he points and he says the blue tent. He says that one is
Dinner
yours.
time's here shortly there, girl. Just relax.
He says the last doctor didn't fare so well.
So I heard.
But he's all set up for his exploration to what's going on.
The
He
doctor is?
says hopefully you can continue his research.
Oh, continue his research.
He says the medical tent's the white one. He says and there's free beds in the first two brown tents on the sides. That's where the security lives. The little brown tents.
And I heard the bees were bad.
He says
so
the burlap ones.
I heard the bees were bad. Are they bad at night or just during the day?
He says, well, our bees don't seem to be nocturnal, no. They're only around at daytime.
I guess right. That makes sense.
He says, mosquitoes.
Those are out all 24 hours.
Yeah, he says,
Those
not bees,
fuckers.
but mosquitoes.
Not
He says there's a bug net around all of the beds.
Good. So we don't get bit by spiders and
Shit, at nighttime, yeah.
mosquitoes.
crap, creepy crawlers.
Oh, there was one time when they turned on the light from, and they were in one of those things, and the two people were inside were like, because there was shit everywhere on the outside of the net.
Oh yeah,
Like, just like covered.
it's gonna be arachnophobia. You guys are gonna love it.
Oh,
So,
God, no. My insanity was on the edge before.
I just remembered that we're in the Amazon and my phobia is frogs, and I probably shouldn't have told the DM that.
Oh, that's right.
Vargas says,
No, our security team is taking care of some rabble-rousers on the beach. And we're quite fine.
Satyrs.
And then
She's just trying to get love from anybody who's going to give her food.
Taggart says, "You're just in time. We're going to have a security meeting."
Excellent. I won't be involved in that because I'm in the doctor. I forgot.
You can if you want. Of course.
So used to being around these two. I'll go freshen up.
All right. Yeah.
Get ready for bed.
So
I'm tired.
so you have the largest tent in the whole get-up, and there's a medical research laboratory in your tent, and there's specimens of bugs, cultures of water, and microscope, and a couple different frickin'
So I can
implements.
really actually
Study.
sit. Yeah. What are you doing, Sadie?
Sadie, get down.
She's covering me in hair is what's going on.
Yes.
You coming here? Yes. Yeah, you got it going on now. You the best. You the best. Damn.
Get down, Dish.
Get down, bitch.
Sadie's
Get up
getting-
or down.
One.
There you go. Okay. Alright. You just hang out.
Now it's a game.
I'm up here.
What are you doing?
Jasper's like, well, if your dad didn't have that thing in front of him.
She's like,
She too.
she's rubbing her face on my fucking shirt and pants.
Do you like my shirt and pants?
Alright. Oh, that's happening.
Yeah, she does it when she's like, that's what her hugs.
She is. She's like cleaning her eyes off on my pants.
Yeah, that's what she does.
I'm so pathetic.
So
That's what Mo sounds like.
So you go and freshen up, and there's actually like a bath basin in your
A bath. Oh, wait, I get my own
Like,
bath.
yeah,
basin.
you're like set
I'm
up.
pimped
You're
out.
the
Yeah.
shit right now.
I am.
You guys go
Got the
throw
best
your
of me.
gear down in your accommodations, and it's pretty much a cot, a foot locker, and go fuck yourselves.
No nets?
There's mosquito nets on the beds, yes.
Alright, good.
But you're going to be patrolling and things for
No, I'm
security
gonna
wise.
be sleeping.
No, Dr. Shagwell sleeps at night. He don't patrol. He don't go patrolling.
I patrol during the day.
Otto go out at night. He doesn't give a shit about mosquito bites.
Mosquitoes break their teeth on my skin. I almost said foreskin.
Mosquitoes break their teeth on my foreskin.
That would have been.
Wow.
Whoa.
How very 42.
I'm not quite
Where do you
sure
keep
how
your
you
foreskin at?
patrol.
Where do you keep your What have you done to your foreskin, sir? Anyway,
Damn,
Sure,
you're
how
just
you
hanging out
patrol.
with mosquitoes? Damn, Otto.
I like mosquitoes.
Tough son of a bitch.
I like mosquitoes. Anyway, you guys go throw your shit down, and the dude takes you into the main
No.
tent. Is a big square white
No.
fucking elk tent with a fireplace in it,
Moby.
and he takes you in there. And there's a table. There's a bunch of guards sitting around it.
Come here.
Notably, Kit, Taggart, and Georgie are there, and a bunch of natives. And the natives have guns, so that's fun. And you guys go in and sit down at the table, and Taggart starts to talk. He says, since Dr. Vargas has left, there's been 2 attacks. He says one attack was from the natives, and 1 attack from the Vanguard. He says we have 3 casualties and 2 injured in the mess tent. And all the
Currently?
natives. Currently. He says all
They're
the
injured in the mesh tent still?
Yes. He says all of the natives have been dealt with. The Vanguard exchanged fire with us, and
Was that before or after our exchange?
This is before you guys got here.
Okay, so our exchange was valid then.
He says the Vanguard suffered 3 casualties as well. He says we buried them on site. He says all of their gear is in the mess tent.
Okay.
He says since we don't have a medical tent set up, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is now taken in private quarters. The mess tent is for triage.
I don't know.
We'll feed you in a minute, honey.
He points to some of the people and he says the natives have been pretty astute and accurate at their defenses. They don't seem to be affected by the indigenous problems like snakes and reptiles and mosquitoes.
Scorpions.
They seem to be able to handle it. He says every one of our security team is advised to take one of the natives with them.
At all times.
Yeah, at their security detail. He says expect resistance from the vanguards and expect resistance from the natives.
From the other natives.
Yeah,
Right.
he says as a point of
Are the
interest,
natives the same natives we're working with?
No, I'd assume they're different.
A different tribe of natives?
he says the people here are the where's my pencil?
I'm gonna have to have a potty break again.
That's fine.
Well,
We're gonna pause it.
Yeah, we should pause it though and probably get the
The dogs.
feed the dogs and get your stuff started. Or you want dinner? I don't know.
Spaghetti.
He says the people here with us, the natives, they call themselves the Clantucks.
Clan
Tucks.
Yeah, he says they're the Clantuck tribe.
The Clan Tux tribe are the good ones or the
He says they're the
Bad
good. He says they're the good guys.
okay?
He says there's tribes in the rainforest. Some of them are hostile. He says none of them are armed with firearms. Only the Vanguard. He says those are the people who have been promoting a problem.
Very good. You have survived my world of horrors this time.
I did what you said. I lit the candles. I waited. And I heard it.
Yes. But do you have what it takes to answer the next call?
Just tell me what to do.
Tune in next time to Nightmare Scapes. See you there, investigator.